Welcome to the PACE special episode of the Excel workshops for Excel 2007. I'm Bob DeLaMartre, your instructor for the course, and we're going to look at the incredibly beneficial and useful feature in Excel called PACE Special. In this lesson, we're going to look at how to paste values only, something which is going to be very useful to you. We're going to look at how to divide or multiply existing data without making separate columns. We're going to look at how to transpose columns into rows and rows into columns. And finally, we're going to look at how to paste a link from another location into the workbook. So let's get going. Let's just jump right into our PACE special demo sheet here. Now you can see we've got a nice little database here. We have losses in this column. You'll notice if we look up at the formula bar that they are just simply static numbers. We've got loss adjustment expense. And once again, these are numbers if you look up in the formula bar. And now if we look over in the losses plus loss adjustment expense, the LAE, as I'm sure all of you folks in claims know very well, you'll notice that it's a formula. It's actually adding the two columns to the left, column C and column D equals column E. Okay. Well, let's say that sometime you want to post those values in your losses plus loss adjustment expense, your LAE, into a separate spot in the workbook or perhaps into another workbook. Well, okay, let's copy this data right here, copy from cells E6 down to E15, and we can right click, because right click is our friend, just like PACE Special is our friend, and go to copy on our drop down menu. Click copy. And then let's go down to a little spot that we're reserved for losses plus loss adjustment expense down below. And let's right click in that first cell and paste. In this case, let's just do paste, not PACE Special, but paste. And let's see what happens. Oh, well, look there. We've got zeros. Well, you say, well, that's not what I wanted, Bob. I wanted those values. I wanted those numbers. And you see what Excel is doing is it's setting up formulas for the cells right next to it. So if you click on E19 here, you see that it's adding cells C19 plus cells D19, and you're coming up with the sum, which of course is nothing since there's nothing there. You see what Excel is doing is it's taking the formula and it's applying it in a relative way. In other words, relative to the new location. And that's not what you want. You want the numbers. So how do you get the numbers? Well, that's where PACE Special Values comes into play. So let's once again, let's copy our data. Right click, because right click is our friend. Copy. And then let's go down and just select our new database and go right click, paste special, and then you'll see our new paste special dialog box. And there's all kinds of options: formulas, values, formats, operations, and so forth. But what we want are values. So let's click the radio button right next to values here and click OK. And bam, here we've got it. Well, you say, well, gosh, that's nice, Bob, but isn't it just the same as copying and pasting? Well, as you could see before, no, it's not. You know, if you look at the individual numbers by checking up on the formula bar here, you notice that they are just static numbers. Those are indeed values. So PACE Special allows you to transpose your items from formulas into values only. Very useful when you want to use particular numbers or results of formulas in other portions of your worksheet or other workbooks and such. Okay, great. Well, now let's say that we want to do a little multiplication or division of a range of cells, and let's say that when you look at your loss adjustment expense, we say, well, gosh, we had one too many zeros there, and it would sure be nice just to change all of these just by a multiplication factor of 10%, just reducing it by one of those zeros there. You could multiply it times 1/10, or you could divide it by 10, either way. So let's do that. But first of all, we have to have a number that we're going to relate it to. So let's just, in any cell at all, let's just choose G18. It could be any cell at all, and type in the number 10. Okay, good. Now let's select G18 again and right-click, because right-click is our friend, and copy that. Okay, we've got that 10 copied. Now let's go over to the loss adjustment expense column, select that data, and go right-click and paste special again from our drop-down menu here, paste special. And then you'll notice down halfway down there we've got a section called operation. We've got add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Well, in this case we want to divide by 10, so let's click on the divide radio button and click OK, and bam, you see, here we go. We've reduced that by 1 0 because we have divided it by 10, or we have multiplied it by 1/10, same thing. So pretty cool, huh? You're keeping your data right there without having to perform it in any other columns or rows and such. Now you'll notice that the result, of course, in your losses plus LAE, loss adjustment expense, has also been changed. We've got 201 or 20,160,000, and if you look now, this E6 doesn't match E19 anymore because we pasted the old values down here, and these are the new results of the formula. So pretty interesting, huh? Well, sometimes you're going to find yourself in a situation where you say, gosh, I've got a worksheet laid out here, but I wish it were in rows rather than columns, or columns rather than rows. Well, this is where we're going to look at number 3 here, transpose columns into rows, and vice versa. So let's select our January through October months plus the losses right next to it. And let's copy this. Right-click and copy, because right-click is our friend. And let's scroll down just a little bit, right below our box right here, and select cell B30. And let's say that instead of having that in columns now, we want it in rows like it is now. We want to transpose it into columns. And we just right-click, paste special. Paste special is our friend. You'll notice down at the bottom, transpose. Transpose means simply, in this case, flipping it around. And click OK, and bam, there we go. We've got our data all set here in a new area. Just going to do a little centering here, a little auto fit. And we can even add a little color here. Bam. Maybe a little bold. Pretty nice, huh? So we've changed our layout here. The very same numbers, very same information as what we've got up here, into a new way of looking at the data. And we could do the same thing just in opposite. We could select this data here, right-click, copy, and right below it, go right-click, paste special, transpose, click OK, and pow, back into more of a familiar layout that we had originally here. Okay, very cool. Very useful stuff. Now, let's say that you want the information on one worksheet to relate to the information on another worksheet and always stay updated no matter if changes are made. Well, paste special can come in handy there too. And by the way, like we've always said before, there are many ways of doing the same things in Excel, and this is just one way of doing it, and good place to start for anyone. So in the earned premium area, we say we'd like to have the earned premiums in here that are listed over on our linked earned premium worksheet. So let's pull up that tab. You see we've got month and earned premiums right here. Okay. We've got month and earned premiums. Now, wouldn't it be nice to be able to link every change that happens on this worksheet to this worksheet over here? Well, that's easily done. All we have to do is select our data, right-click, copy it, then go back to our original worksheet where we want the information linked to, and go up in the first cell, right-click, paste special, and you'll notice down in the lower left-hand corner that big paste link button. Well, let's just pop on that, and bam, there we go. We've got our numbers right in there. And you say, wow, well, gosh, Bob, I'm not too impressed. These look just like you've just copied and pasted them there. But if you notice up on the formula bar, they are actually linked. And to prove that, let's go over on our worksheet where we're linking to and change one of the values. Let's change this to a really huge number just to make it real obvious. Okay, we'll just pop in that gigantic number here. Now you notice we haven't done anything else here, but if we look back on our worksheet, ho, this has been changed. Try changing another number. Let's change this one to okay, we'll change it to that, and ho, here it is, it's changed. Every time that the data on this worksheet is changed, it will automatically be updated on this worksheet because it is linked to it. Very, very useful when you're working with multiple worksheets within the same workbook. Well, that's about it on Paste Special for today. We've looked at how to paste values only when you don't want the formulas to be present, especially relative formulas. We've learned how to divide or multiply existing data. We've looked at how to transpose columns into rows and vice versa. And finally, we've looked at how to paste a link from another location in the workbook so that you always have up-to-date information and data. Pretty interesting stuff, huh? Paste Special is our friend. I'm Bob DeLaMartre. Please give me a call anytime with anything having to do with Excel or this course. I'm always happy to help. Thank you.